So when we combine all the stuff that we have seen before, we can, like, if we combine custom elements, HTML templates, HTML imports, shadow DOM, we can get a lot of stuff. We can get a declarative way of building components. They are meaningful, they're intuitive. It's something that we have all agreed upon, we are all familiar upon. We know how to define a tag, so we know how to instantiate a component, so that's good. We can get really productive with that. We can increase our productivity because we're just like importing some stuff, putting on our page, so that's pretty awesome. And we can also compose stuff, so we can start getting elements and putting on our page. And this is a real important part of web components. If you think about web components as a whole, it allows us to share elements. So Reus table of contents might be really useful, and I have this problem, I need to put it on my page. And then Daniel comes with like the hair of like, or some game or some part of the game that I don't want to build because I don't know about animation, but Daniel does, so he does this component and I can use on my page. So we can just go somewhere and look for web components. So this allows a whole ecosystem of components to be created. And if you go to this website, customelements.io.
Yeah, this is one we looked at. This in Component Kitchen. We looked at a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna tell you who built this one.
You did?
Yeah, so this one, you can just go ahead and search for like, okay, I want time elements. So you have like all the results for people that are doing time elements, like something with date, and then you go ahead. And so this one, I'm fetching data from Bower, fetching data from NPM, and just putting on this list so it makes it easier for people to find it. Yeah. Cool. So this is extremely important. We can compose our app just using custom elements. Also the maintainability of this. We are building a single component. If we have a bug, if we have some problem, we just go to that single component, we read it, and then we can make it better, fix it much easier. Reusability. We get this component we can use in lots of different parts of our app, or just in different apps, I can use the same component. The same table of contents is still available in this app, in the other app, and the other one. Extensibility, we haven't seen this, but we can extend existing components. We can get inputs and make it better. We can get, I don't know, button tag and make it better. We can extend the link tag, we can extend any tag. So that's extremely powerful. Isolation. With Shadow DOM, we can scope markup, styles. We can put it on a HTML import, and then we have everything isolated. And interoperability. So what is the problem we have nowadays? You get some Angular component, you put it on your page with some Ember components, and then they crash. With web components, this is just an HTML component, just an HTML tag. You put it in your page, and it's not going to affect how your routing works or how your server side works. It's not going to mess it up with anything. It's just this tag. So remember when we were talking about all those companies, what Facebook is doing, what Twitter is doing, what all those stuff are doing. We didn't talk about Mozilla. What Mozilla is doing. So they have this Xstack project, which is this small JavaScript library that can enable web components, and you can build components using that. And I don't know if you guys heard about Firefox OS. So Mozilla came up with this operation system that you can run on low-end phones. So like for Africa, all those places where they have like pretty cheap phones, they came up with this operation system, mobile operation system, that you could run apps with HTML and CSS, and they have built that with this Mozilla Brick library, which has a lot of components like app bar, calendar, deck, and the way they're building this is using the Xstack project. And what about Google? Google has Polymer, and that's what we're gonna see next. That's what we're gonna see tomorrow. We now know what Polymer means. We know how it came to be, what it is right now. We know that we need the polyfill or not. So tomorrow we're gonna see how to obtain the library, and pretty much we can separate tomorrow. It's gonna be our last day. So we can separate that in using Polymer components and creating Polymer components. So that's it for today. Thank you guys. I know you are all tired. Today was not an easy day. I know that working with web components with plain JavaScript is not easy, but I'm happy that you are all here yet. So it worked.